In the new patch 8.08, Riot just killed Viper and Cypher. You see, for the longest time now, Cypher has been the most picked Sentinel due to how strong his utility is, along with Viper, who is a highly picked controller on the map Breeze. But this is going to change. Now, I want to start off by discussing the Cypher nerfs. If you're a Cypher main and you have OP camera spots, they practically don't matter anymore, because as soon as an enemy comes into visual of the camera, the enemies will now hear an audio cue that they're being watched. With this nerf, we can expect the usage of Cypher's camera to change drastically. The role of Cypher's camera being in a hidden location used to gather information quietly is over. On top of this, Cypher's tripwires were also nerfed. With Cypher's tripwire reactivation time, it has been increased from 1 second to 2 seconds. This means that after an enemy has ran into your tripwire, it's going to stun them. After 2 seconds, it is then going to be reactivated. Previously, the reactivation time was 1 second, being a lot faster. So now that we have a slower reactivation time with Cypher's trips, we're gonna see a lot less Sova being played and potentially a lot more fades, skies, or agents with the dog or prowler abilities to disable these trips, since you can just shoot them now. On top of this, they decided to nerf Cypher's tripwire even further, reducing the tripwire stun time or the slow time from 2 seconds down to 1.25 seconds. As for Viper, well, I think this just might be the death of her. Riot decided to nerf Viper's snakebite ability by reducing the 2 mollies that she originally had down to 1. And if you thought this was bad, get this. The price of that 1 molly is now 300 credits. But it may be okay, guys, because Riot decided to increase the duration time of the molly from 5.5 seconds to 6.5 seconds. The next nerfs that Riot decided to make towards Viper impacts her toxic screen and her poison cloud ability. You see, they reduced the max time of her poison from 13.5 seconds down to 12 seconds. Now, this change may not seem like a lot, but in a match where every second counts, this is a lot. Also, in order to activate either of these abilities, Riot has increased the minimum amount of fuel required to activate them from 20% to now 30%. And Viper's last change is towards her reactivation time after turning off either of her toxic screen or poison cloud ability. Previously, it was set at 5.5 seconds, but now it has been reduced to 5 seconds. Patch 8.08 is set to be released today. Are you guys excited for the new Cypher and Viper nerfs? Personally, I'm excited for these nerfs because the Cypher meta was just way too overpowered. I mean, requiring to have either a Raze or Sova on your team just to get past Cypher was too much to begin with. Don't get me wrong, I think these 2 agents are still going to be necessary, but there are now other options available to get past Cypher trips. As for the nerf with Cypher's camera, I don't really think this was necessary, because now what's the purpose of his camera if people know they're being watched? I feel like the entire point of Cypher's camera was to get stealthy information, but now that's kind of out the window. As for the Viper changes, I'm not mad at all. I feel like this is going to bring a lot more room for Harbor to be implemented into the current meta. But for all my Viper mains out there, I definitely feel your pain. Fighting off an attacking team from pushing your bomb site is going to be more difficult. On top of this, playing for post-plant molly lineups is also going to be tough, since now you only have 1 molly. But only time will tell how much the meta is going to adapt and shift, and whether or not this new meta is better than the previous Cypher meta. Only time will tell, but make sure to join my Discord server if you are interested in some affordable Valorant coaching, where I also offer free VOD reviews every Wednesday. But to keep learning more about Valorant, I'd recommend checking out this video next.